I've made over 10k online at 17, and one of the biggest lessons that I've learned is that your work ethic isn't actually the problem, but your productivity system is. And I've helped several other clients overcome this and be able to scale past 20, 30, 40, 50k a month as a result of doing this. And I'm going to show you exactly how you can do it in this video. Now let's get to it. So firstly, right, what you've been doing wrong so far as an entrepreneur, you've been working like 10 hours each day, like 10 plus hours, 8 plus hours, like working excessively to get the results that you want. And not even like actually living up to it. So just working excessively, you're sacrificing a lot, you're constantly distracted, you've always got like more and more and more and more to do on your to-do list. It's like a whole endless list essentially. You never feel like your work's complete. You know, you've got like your deep work essentially, you're always distracted, you can't seem to focus well enough, you seem to get just not lost in your work, you can't like focus effortlessly, you've got a chronic phone addiction, you're always checking for new messages, likes on your Instagram stories for the ecosystem, you know, you can't focus long enough, and you're always like busy, but you're never actually like becoming rich, you're never actually like achieving the results that you want to. And I've been through this myself, like I've been through this exact same problem. And anyway, right, so this is like me back last year and even earlier this year, where I was working excessively. So I was working 12, 14, 16 hour days straight, right? So like I'm talking staying inside all day, barely even eating anything, like not prioritizing my fitness or my health or my social life, literally just working, but not even getting results. Like as you can see in the first image, I was left undelivered by so many people from like doing cold outreach, and it just never really worked out for me. You know, I tried to like get results, but it just didn't seem to work. But anyway, and then we go to now, right? So the new system that I've been following and that my clients have been following and that high performance have been following has been the entrepreneur synergy system. This is the exact system which all the elite online entrepreneurs are using currently to quietly work less but even make more money. And let me just drop some examples down below. So firstly, one of my clients, in fact, if I go over here, Mohammed Faison, he was working ages each day. I was working like 12 hours a day, 14 hours a day at 16 years old. And then also had cricket and social life and gym and all sorts of other stuff going on. And he was stuck at about 1k a month when he first found me. As soon as he found me, like, we started scaling rapidly. He scaled to about 13k a month when we worked together, and now like as a result of us still working together because he decided to join my mentorship again, he's now like closing 10k days. He's got like, you know, multi 4-figure days, even like 10k days. It's insane like how much progress he has made, and that's just like some of the results we've got. That's just some of like the many results that we have. But anyway, that's not the point. The point is that's the exact like results that everyone's getting through using the system, that the high performers are getting from using the system. And we're going to break down how the system works and what makes it successful and how you can copy. Damn, those seagulls are loud. But anyway, we're going to like break down how you can copy the proven concepts and how you can also make money from it. Now, anyway, let's dive into it. So firstly, we have your energy levels, right? I think your energy is like one of the most important things you can have for being able to like achieve success. You can either have a positive energy or a negative energy or neutral energy, like high energy, low energy. Your energy levels can directly contribute to like how much you make. And firstly, like here's my commandments for energy, right? And that we also use for our clients. So firstly, I wake up at the same time each day, 5:30 a.m. each day. I don't care if it's a weekend or if it's a weekday, I get up. I don't care if I've like went to bed at 9 p.m. or 11 p.m. or even 2 a.m. I still wake up at 5:30. This builds up so much discipline inside you when you follow this. And when you follow your promise to yourself, imagine you say to yourself, I'm going to wake up at this time. And then you break it. Like you're going to have less confidence in yourself. You're going to have less trust in yourself. Your brain's going to realize like subconsciously, I can't even trust my own brain. Because then it's like, bro, you're waking up at like a different time each day. Like you're waking up at a different time each day. You're sometimes following your promises, sometimes not. And your brain can't even trust itself. So how can you expect to like do this if you're if you're constantly breaking your promise, you need to follow your promises. I'm telling you, follow your promises. And then going outside after at least like 2 hours of waking up, that's also highly, highly important for you to do. You want to at least like, get some sunlight, get some fresh air, or just as soon as you can after waking up as well. Like, it doesn't need to be 2 hours. I like to have like a lot of water after waking up. I'll drink like 500 mils of water. Then I'll also have like zero caffeine. So I'll have zero caffeine about 8 to 12 hours before bed. Currently it's like 10 a.m. I like coffee like half an hour ago. And that was all good, right? Like, I'm going to bed at like 10 p.m. tonight. So yeah, I'm perfectly fine. But yeah, I have my last cup of coffee like around 10 a.m, 11 a.m. now. And then I like to intermittent fast in the morning, right? This makes your brain a lot more sharp. You want to avoid like back-to-back work switching. So let's say you're recording a video, like how I'm doing currently. The worst thing that I could do after recording this or halfway through would be like checking my phone, checking Instagram, notifications, other work tasks. That would be like the worst thing you could do. You want to single task and batch as much as you can. You want to make sure you're not doing anything that's like overly stimulating your dopamine before your work. You want to make sure you're getting outside, you're socializing. Most people like forget about this. The social part, you need to be a human being. We are social creatures. Stop being that sort of person like you walk around and you never acknowledge anyone. Like, just come on, you got to acknowledge more people. You got to like speak to more people, have new experiences, do more cool stuff. That's so important for you to do so. I've had like so many news stories the past like 3, 4, 5 months from me just being way more social, from me just like having more social experience. And then just gym and exercise. Like, you need to be like, if you're not working on yourself, if you're not in like great shape and you're a young man or like young entrepreneur watching this, like, what are you doing? Like, you gotta be working out each day. You gotta be like exercising each day. I don't care if it's running or walking or weightlifting or, I don't know, calisthenics, CrossFit. Just make sure you're like pushing yourself physically. And then anyway, we have what's draining you, right? So, damn. I've done this for my own clients specifically, like for my one-on-one mentorship clients. And this is one of the best ways we go about it. So we identify what is draining your energy. Do you snooze your alarm? Right? Do you like wake up, you get out of bed, you snooze your alarm, you go back to sleep? Do you, like, I had this struggle for ages and some of my clients did as well. And now it's just a matter of like, okay, we don't even snooze our alarms anymore. We just wake up, we hear the alarm. If we're tired, if we don't want to get up, we still get up. Do you check your messages before you work? This is a really big one. I used to do this a lot, where I'd like wake up and I'd just grab my phone. I'd check WhatsApp, I'd check Instagram. Before I know it, I'm like scrolling for hours and hours. I end up just like clicking on Reddit and Instagram, like WhatsApp and all these apps, and just like end up hating my life, and it just sucks. And seriously, it's fucking painful when you waste like half your day. You haven't even done any work, and then you're just like, all you've done has just been like watching your phone, like, and you haven't done anything. So yeah, don't check your messages before your work. And then another thing as well, you want to make sure like you're not trying to like stay up too late each night. Make sure, of course, if you go to bed like at a reasonable time, and make sure you're trying to get at least like 7 to 8 hours of sleep a night. If you're not, that's okay. Are you eating processed food each day? You don't be like eating heaps of junk food. Are you on caffeine or stimulants daily? Right, I do like caffeine. That's like my only drug pretty much. And what we've done for like my clients is we cut one of these off. We say to them, okay, you've got to cut one of these off. And most of the time it's either like snoozing your alarm or checking your messages before you work. And it's as simple as that. You just need that extra energy. Like, these things are draining your energy. Caffeine can like boost your energy if you like use it correctly. Like, for example, I'm just having like one cup of coffee a day, or 2 cups of coffee a day max. Not like 5 or 10, like Andrew Tate. But anyway, and then here's like the energy booster protocol which I like to use. So I like to have cold showers in the morning. I'll have like a sauna like around evening or nighttime. I'll do that occasionally. Before a social event, I like to blast some loud music. It just hypes me up, puts me in like a positive energy, puts me in like a hype energy. If I'm like too stimulated, then I'll like put on some calming music. I'll do some breath work. I'll relax myself. This relates back to like psychology and sports psychology, where I've noticed with like a lot of athletes, if they like hype themselves up too much, that can like make them underperform. If they don't hype themselves up enough, they underperform as well. But if you get yourself like correct in like a correct state, where you're not too stimulated, but you're not too relaxed, you're like halfway between, that's the perfect amount. So you don't want to be the sort of guy like blast like 5 cups of coffee or 10 cups of coffee before like before like, I don't know, working or something. You don't want to do that. Otherwise you'll just be like, your head will be blown off the entire time. And then in the morning as well. So at night, mouth taping, blackout curtains, or like an eye mask is also really great. So I like to, I'll make sure my mouth's taped shut, so I'm not mouth breathing. I'll have like an eye mask. It looks pretty funny, and then I'll have like affirmations as well. Morning gratitude, really important to get yourself in like a generally positive energy for the day. So I like to do gratitude journaling. I will like get out like my journal. I'll journal out like something which I'm really grateful for. So for example, like I'll journal, I'm grateful for my mate here, for my best mate here. I'm grateful for this coffee. I'm grateful for my hand. Like, when was the last time that you like looked at your hand and you're like, fuck, like imagine if I lost this. Like, you wouldn't be able to type, you wouldn't be able to like touch things or feel things, or like just do simple shit, and you would pay millions of dollars to get that back. So you just simply acknowledging that is so powerful. And then no carbs in the morning. Leave your carbs till later in the day. Finally, we got the energy system out of the way. Now we're into like actual highest ROI tasks. Right, this is a highly important one. So for me personally, I used to do all sorts of low priority tasks. I would do like cold outreach and cold calls and like following up the people all the time, and like I'd be doing all this myself. I would have to deal with the pain of like having to follow up with like 50 people who would never reply back to me. I had to deal with that pain. I did that every single day. I'm telling you, every single day for months on end. I followed up to like hundreds of people, and then I never got like any calls, or like I got some calls, but a lot of the time it would just be the same people. I'd try pitch, they would reject me, and it just sucked. Like I genuinely hated it. And the worst thing about it was like I'll try to work hard on this. I'll try to like follow up to people. I'll try to like get the deal, but I just couldn't. And then now it's just effortless for me. I can make content, I can, do a bit of outreach, and then I'm sorted. Like, all I need to do is like content and just fulfillment on my product, and it's as simple as that, and some outreach. And now I'm like really enjoying my life a lot more. I'm out here with my boy. I'm able to like go out here to this nice place, have like a nice cup of coffee, record this video, record a bunch of other videos, and just overall build my personal brand. And it's as simple as that, honestly. So anyway, we go down to brain points, and this is another highly important one. So think of your brain as like, it's got like points. It's got like a point system. For example, you've got like a finite amount each day. So for example, you have like 100 brain points each day. Every time you make a decision or do something, that drains some of your brain points. So for example, me drinking this coffee requires some brain points. Me making this video requires some brain points. Me like getting dressed requires some brain points. Me, busing all the way out here or driving all the way out here requires some brain points. And you want to ideally do the most brain point consuming activities first thing before the other ones. So for example, I won't wake up and check my messages. I'll like wake up, I'll do my morning routine, which actually gives me more brain points for the day, and then just like get straight to work on the highest brain point consuming thing. And for me, it's content, right? Content's like the biggest draining one, but it's also the highest return on investment one. So you want to do like the most brain point consuming tasks earlier on in the day, and the least consuming ones later on. Right? Think of it like a lion hunting rabbits, for example. A lion, if he hunted rabbits all the time, he would be using all his brain points on that, and sure, he'd kill one, he'd eat it, he'd kill one, eat it. He would starve to death eventually because he's using so much of his energy for such little return. If he like uses all of his energy first thing and hunts like a big bison, then he's going to have that for like 3 more days. He's going to be able to feed his family, his cubs, his tribe or whatever, and feed himself like plentiful. So yeah, it's the exact same thing with business. And then efficiency. So you want to make sure you're being as efficient as you can. You plan a to-do list the night before. You wake up, you get straight to work. And don't do that. Have like some have like a morning routine in place, right? But as soon as you've done your morning routine, get straight to work. You want to utilize Google Calendar. There's another video which I'm releasing soon all about that, so check that out. Setting a timer for my work, so I like to set like an hour-long timer, 2-hour timer. That forces me to like be more efficient. That forces me to like have more urgency and drive. And then I don't work for more than 4 to 6 hours a day unless I've got like a big project on. And then the calendar, which I'm gonna make another video on. And then procrastination. Right, I don't know why it's got like step 1 here. why has it got step 1 there? But, it should be step 3, but anyway. So we've got the cycle of procrastination, right? And I used to struggle heaps with this. Even occasionally I will still, but I've cut down on it drastically. Let's say for example you procrastinate, you feel guilty, you freak out, you panic, you doubt yourself, and then you have helplessness, you have excuses, and then you go back to procrastinating. The thing is, what I've noticed with like procrastination, you will still like procrastinate even if you don't want to. You'll still do it even if you feel like shit doing it. And the worst thing you could do is try to like take action straight away and just like force yourself into doing a task. I've done that before, and every single time I always go back to just doing the same procrastination thing. The main thing that you want to do is you want to identify what you're procrastinating on the micro. So for example, you're scrolling on Instagram, or you're relaxing for example, but you know you should be working. Or in the macro, so for example, big decisions. Do I want to go out here? Do I want to go to university? Do I want to go get a job? Do I want to continue this business? Do I want to close this client? Like all these things in the macro, so for longer term, you want to identify what you're procrastinating. And once you've identified it, you want to take it one step at a time. Right, let me explain. For example, like, let's say you're scrolling. You have to go to the gym. You have to hit like a heavy leg day. You don't want to. Let's say you take it one step at a time. You start slowly, you slowly go to the gym. Let's say you exit Instagram, you turn your phone off, you pack your bag, you put your earbuds in, you start walking over to the gym, you start warming up in the gym. Before you know it, you're in the mood to do it. It all comes down to doing that first step, and the first step's always the hardest. But as soon as you've nailed that, where you're like, okay, I just need to do this one thing, and then from there it's easy, then you've pretty much won. Because then you get into the momentum of doing it, and you get closer and closer and closer and closer to doing it, and then you're in the mood to actually do the thing. And that's what you want to do. And just what are you afraid of as well? Like, I used to be afraid of like judgment and all sorts of stuff happening, especially of content. And now it's like, you know, that I'm on the other side, like, I'm so grateful that I've been through everything that I have. Like, you know, going from like my first ever video to like now, and even recently, like, I'm so grateful that I've been through it. And I'm just letting you know, like, for whoever's watching, whenever you're procrastinating, you're going to stay stuck in the same position that you are now for ages unless you actually, like, get off your ass and take action. And I wish I heard that earlier. And that's exactly how, like, me and my clients, we've scaled to, like, past multi-5 figures a month. Like, one of my most successful clients is, like, actually done 40k a month from doing this. We've removed fake productivity. We've focused on only income-driving tasks. We've mastered deep work compression, and we've built a system around your peak hours, right? So, yeah, I hope this video gives you some value. Right, I hope this has helped you out a lot. If you've got any questions, just message me at TaylorRivertonBiz on Instagram. I'm happy to answer any questions you've got. Or message me Performance if you want to work with me also one-on-one. And, yeah, take it easy, and I'll see you in the next video.